Good morning to all of you. Welcome back to our Namaste experience. We are here but for one reason, to experience that which can be experienced, to know that which can be known, and to love that which is so very lovable. In fact, it's that love, that expression of divine love that is our very essence, that connects us with our true purpose, which aligns us with the alignment of the divine, of our divine nature. When we are in alignment with our divine nature, everything flows easily, perfectly, even the challenges that we go through, which we will. We are able to move through those challenges with grace because we are in alignment with our divine purpose. We're in lockstep with the divine. And of course, that experience, more than anything, is simply love. To love, love. You know, St. Francis once said, "Why is love not loved?" It's such a simple statement, isn't it? Why is love not loved? Because he recognized that love is the essence of all reality. Even though Francis himself was a product of his time, you know, in medieval world, in a very, very Catholic oriented, very conservative society, he still recognized that love is the ruling force of everything. And when we are in alignment with that ruling force, or when we are in alignment with everything, is another way of saying that, then the natural grace and movement of our soul is simply expressed in every moment. And that is one of the reasons why in the yogic tradition, it is so often said that bhakti yoga, or the yoga of devotion, is the highest form of yoga, because love, or bhakti, is the alignment of my soul with the soul of love, with the divine, which is love, reality, in other words. Any other attempt is a side road. You could say it's a side path. It'll get you there, but why not get on the super highway that leads right to the heaven that you never left except in your imagination? And this is devotion. This is love, but it's love of love itself. Of course, we could say love of God. We could say divine love. We could use lots of words, but it's really ultimately, as Francis said, to love that which is love. And then to question when we are off that path. That's the other thing that Francis said. Why is love not love? Why am I not just so completely encompassed within that reality that it becomes the dominant force in everything I do, the only force in everything I do, because it is the only force in anything I truly do. Anything other than that is simply not done. Anything other than that is just not real. And as soon as I know that, as soon as I recognize that, why would I not choose that which is real? Love itself. So we come together here every day to simply affirm that reality, that love. And that is one of the reasons why we don't claim a particular path. We talk about things like A Course in Miracles, and we read different things from different people. We've been reading Joel Goldsmith for the last couple of days, for example. But these are almost invariably universal voices into the experience of love and oneness. Universal voices. And one of those universal voices that I've really come to appreciate over the last year or so. This is someone that I, of course, had known about and read about, but never really dove into. And it was really Darla, our friend Darla, who led the sessions, I guess, last December and January. She and Alden. Sometimes we just call them Dalden because they're kind of together. She talked about Ananda Maya Mai because she had read a book and was just very moved by the things that this amazing Hindu saint expressed. And so I got that same book. And Darla, I was so moved by her devotion, by her love of God, her love of all, her love of love. And so this morning I was just reading a little bit from something that she wrote, and I thought I would share just a few lines from Anandamayamai, this beautiful, beautiful expression of love and devotion. She said, if in the midst of the diversity of the world of appearances, you make a sustained effort, that's the key, a sustained effort to do all your work as faithful lovers of the beloved. As faithful lover, I changed that a little bit, but I like that better. Faithful lovers of the beloved, or you could say lovers of love itself. Love and devotion for God will awaken your heart. Love and devotion of the divine will awaken your heart. Love and devotion of love, let's keep it that simple, will awaken your heart. But as she says here, it has to be a sustained effort, a consistent effort. That's one of the reasons why in my own life, St. Paul's call to pray without ceasing is so important to me, to keep my mind as much as I can focused on the beloved, loving the divine, loving God. One of the ways that I do that, I'll just explain this really quick, because we're all going to find our own unique way, but I'll share mine. I don't have my beads with me at the moment, but if I had my beads, I would show you as I do each one. What I say is, I just say, beloved, beloved, beloved. But, and this is the key, as I say the word beloved in my mind, I think the word in my heart, love. Now, this seems like such a simple little twist, but somehow it comes alive within me. I'll challenge all of you to try this. You think one thing in your mind, or say, like if I'm saying it out loud, I would say beloved, beloved, but I'm thinking and feeling the word love, love, love. It's like this dual sort of, almost like if you took two strings and put them together, they're much stronger than that single string. The experience of that longing for the beloved while thinking the word love. This is what works for me. And you can try it. It may or may not trigger you, but there may be something else that becomes your sustained effort to do all your work as faithful lovers of the beloved. She goes on to say, as the confining prison walls of the ego are broken down, that's a very powerful way of thinking about this. The confining walls, prison walls of the ego, as they are broken down, you will become more and more persistent and wholehearted in your pursuit of reality. As you begin to break down the prison walls of your identity, because that is what imprisons you, your ideas about you, your concepts of who you think you are, rather than the full experience of who you are or as you are known by love itself. As those prison walls, the containment walls begin to dissolve. I like that word dissolved. It seems to match it better for me. Something that just begins to just dissolve. It doesn't need to be broken down or destroyed. It just dissolves. Like when that salt body that we talk about sometimes, when the gentle ocean waves move against that salt person consistently over and over, it just begins to dissolve. It loses its form. And so are we called. To lose the form that we have decided keeps us separate from all reality, all form. And so we dissolve into the ocean of grace itself. Once again, as the confining prison walls of the ego are broken down, you will become more and more persistent and wholehearted in your pursuit of reality, then all the manifold pictures you perceive will merge into a single picture, and all your divergent moods and sentiments will be engulfed in the one great ocean of bliss. That stirs my heart, especially when I can sense the consciousness, the devotional consciousness of Anandamaya Mai and her wholehearted dedication to being love itself. When I sense that and I read these words, it comes alive within me. Let me read this last part one more time. Once again, as the confining walls of the ego are broken down through love itself, you'll become more and more persistent and wholehearted. I love that word, wholehearted, in your pursuit of the real, as opposed to your pursuit of the unreal, which has preoccupied your mind for so long. The pursuit of the real. Then all the manifold pictures, images, illusions that you perceive will merge into one single picture. And all the divergent moods, how many of you know what that means? Divergent mood. You're here, you're there, you're somewhere else. Will merge into, moods and sentiments will be engulfed in the one great ocean of bliss. Isn't that what we really want, to be engulfed by the one great ocean of eternal bliss? This is why we start off our sessions every day in the way that we do. My heart, I don't have the words memorized myself, but let me just bring it up for myself so I can have it right. My heart has but one desire, to remember the passion of infinite bliss. The passion of infinite bliss. Infinite bliss is passionate. You want to share it. You want to give it away. It's not something that you just hold to yourself, because then it's not infinite. The passion of infinite bliss is something that you want to offer to everyone, because the more you give it away, the more real it is within me. That's how simple this is. We don't need to do anything but desire the one true thing that desires us. The love that desires only our wholehearted desire for love. Once again, how simple is salvation? And that's why I love turning to different voices like Ananda Mayamai or Joel Goldsmith yesterday and the day before, more modern voices, or the single message of A Course in Miracles, which is only love is real. In the beginning and in the end, only love is real. And there's nothing in between all of that. Only love is real. We are resolute in that. Every day, that's all we really say. Only love is real. Or God is love and therefore so am I. I am one with this. There's nothing separating me from the love of God. And if that's what God is, that's what I am. That's who I am. Once again, we need to be resolute in this. And the most resolute way that we can do this is by expressing it and giving it away, seeing it everywhere, because then it comes alive within me. It takes over everything. And isn't that what we want? For that love to flow into every area, every moment of our lives. So keep giving it away. Keep breaking down those confining walls of the ego. Let them dissolve. You don't need them anymore. All you need is love. As John and Paul said, all you need is love. So, Vicky, that seems like a perfect segue into anything that you want to share. All we need is love. So take it from there.
All we need is love, Brother James, and everyone. So, it's wonderful to share the way we stay centered in the light, the way we stay active as the living light. So, and as you were saying that, and I'm a devotional type, I guess we have natural inclinations in our lifetime of what opens us up most quickly. So devotion always works for me, not so much linear stuff. But I find myself, since I got that message about love ceaselessly, it's like that prayer, pray ceaselessly. Well, prayer is love. So I find myself loving everyone, just who I look at, who I speak to. And I just really want to blast them with love. And it's kind of fun. And what happens is what isn't love in me will show up. What some other goal that I might still be holding in my mind that I'm not aware of will show up. Last night I have a dear friend, and she was talking about a situation where there might have been some judgment. And I saw how quickly I could fall into, well, that makes sense. That's right. That's wrong. That's judgment. That's not. Oh my gosh. Got off the phone. And I said, oh no, that's not it at all. The discussion of who's right, who's wrong, this and that, all of that has to be my own call for love. So immediately I texted back and connected back, because none of it matters. Love matters. Love matters. And when love is the core of my being, that's integrated in my head and in my heart, then whatever I say is our words of love. They hold the frequency of love. And when they're not that frequency, it's because there's forgiveness work for me to do. And that's just what I did. I got off the phone and I sat down and said, oh, I have another goal, and it isn't love. I want to be right in a situation. That's always a good one, right? Right or happy? I'm right in this. Oh gosh, I said, how can I be so silly? Everything's a call for love, and it's my own call anyway. But I love my sister. I'm one with my sister. And let me just express that, extend that, blast that love. And who cares about what the discussion might be? It doesn't matter. Love is all that matters. Forgiveness of myself is forgiveness of all the images I see in the world. When one of them strikes my attention that I want to engage it, that's my signal right then and there. That's the real work to be done. If there's work in time of healing, that's the moment of healing. To see, what am I valuing more than I value love? Forgive and this will disappear. Love and this will disappear. That's why the world of form has to take on the garment of Christ as we take on the garment of Christ, the garment of love, the garment of oneness and of allness, as we only hold to that and allow all these other things to come, catch them when they're not that, and let them pass and let them go, then we stay in that garment of love, and the world around us has to reflect it, because the world has always only been a reflection of what we hold in our minds. It's so simple. So, and then when you think of it, the remedy is that's why we have dominion, because we are responsible for what we hold in our mind. And we always do know, if we just breathe for a moment, we know I'm in love or I'm in fear. And if we're in fear, it's nothing to do with it except welcome it. Love myself anyway. Welcome the experience. Just don't dwell on it. Engage it. Argue with it. Take a stand with it. Look at it like some quaint, absurd situation that has absolutely no value or meaning. But it caught my attention like tinsel. It caught my attention. So what? It catches my attention. Let me love myself enough to let it come and pass through me, and let love direct me. Loving ourselves, loving each other. So for me, I see someone, I love you, I love you, I love you, in my mind is kind of the mantra. It's the mantra that takes me home every day. And it's the mantra that lights me up, because I have nothing else that I want to give. And then whatever I'm to give, whether it's a cupcake or a hand to hold or whatever it is, those things somehow appear. It's like they just appear. And it's in the giving and in the flow, like you were talking about yesterday, is we give love, love just fills us. And that's ours to practice and to do. It's just, that's the only access to it. It's not by looking or reading or seeing someone else. Access is immediate for each one of us. And it doesn't matter how long or how many things we've ever done or studied. It only matters that we drop into love now, fall into that love, gratitude, love, and joy, their frequency that does pass all ego understanding, because it doesn't depend on anything or anyone external. It
Yes.
depends on the willingness to fall into the presence of love always, just right now, and then let it fall away and fall out and give it everywhere we find ourselves.
Wow.
So it's always only love.
It's
Thank
all
you.
love. You know, this idea that we have of falling in love. Why don't we rise in love? This is the time for the great rising in love itself, not a special love, a love for that one special person, but love for love itself. Once again, that beautiful line from Francis asking that question, why is love not love? And we have so many songs like the one that I mentioned before from the Beatles. But there's another song that I want to share with you since we have a few extra minutes before we go. Maybe some of you have heard this before, but this is actually the last song that John Denver wrote. They say maybe it's not the last song, but that's what I was told. He certainly didn't get a chance to record it. Later on, it appeared on YouTube in a recording that he did at a conference that our friend Jerry Jampolsky did. But he never was able to go into the studio to record it. And I think it's one of his most beautiful songs. It's called Love is the Answer. Love is the answer. It's also the question. But when a question and the answer are the same, this is the escape hatch that leads us to freedom. And many years ago, my friend Leslie, who knew John well, gave me the song. She had a recording that he had done and gave it to me. And many years ago, I was able to record it. We did a video, and maybe some of you have not seen it. So I thought maybe we would end with this one song, The Wandering Soul, or Love is the Answer. So this is John's last song. Let me go ahead and bring it up. Share sound. Put this on full screen. Okay, here we go. Love is the answer.
In this magic hour of softening light, the moments in between the day and the night, the instant when all shadows disappear, the distance in between the love and the fear, there is a longing deep within the wandering soul. It's like the half that understands it once was whole, like the two who only dream of being one, like the moon whose only light is in the sun. There is a danger in forever looking outside. You start to believe that all your prayers have been denied. You forget the sound of your own name. Thus begins the suffering and the pain. I wanted an answer, I wanted a way, I wanted to know just what to do and what to say, and I wanted a reason, I want to know why. Can there never be heaven right here on earth and peace inside my heart? deep in my soul, within each part and in the whole. There is a promise in the journeys of the mind. You begin to believe that there are miracles that you will find. Someday you'll remember who you are, a seed within a bright and shining star. It's like the flame that lives within the hungering heart, that only awaits the gift of love for it to spark into a fire that burns forever endlessly, like a river that can't help but meet the sea. Oh, yeah. In this magic hour between the dark and the dawn, in the space between the silence and the song, suddenly the mystery is clear. Love is only letting go of fear. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is in knowing just what to do and what to say. Oh, love is the reason. Love is the why. Love is in heaven right here on earth, and peace inside your heart, deep in your soul, within each part and in the whole. Right here on earth, and peace inside, peace inside. Oh.
There we have it. Wow. Heaven is right here. Peace on earth and peace inside. Hope you enjoyed that. So there we are. It's very simple. Let's answer that question that Francis asked. Why is love not love? Through our own expression of love in every moment to everyone, in every situation. So that being said, we say together, Amen, 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 y punto.
Punto.
Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed
Gracias.
Wednesday.
Thank you all.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank
you.
Have a
See
good
you
day.
tomorrow.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. See you tomorrow.
Bye now.